thought I'd share a particularly special trip that I had out in France a little while back. In 4 nights fishing, I ended up with 4 40s, 5 50s and a 60. Just unreal. But I just proved to you that the old plastic does work for the big fish. Just going to show you the rig I was using. Now, it's based on the KD setup. As you're tying your knotless knot, I do 3 turns, then pull the hair out, and then do 4 turns after that. What that does is it just kicks the hair out at a different angle. I'm using the size 6 wide gate barbless on there. The place I was fishing, you had to use barbless hooks. And this large bit of shrink tube on here, the main reason for that was to help keep the hook in once it's in. With a barbless hook, I find that the fish can tend to use the weight of the bait to actually shake the hook out. With that curved bit of shrink tube in, if they shake that bait about, it literally just sort of pulls the hook in further. It also aids in turning the hook in the first place. So, as you see, I've got a shot on there, 2 bits of the buoyant Enterprise corn, and that just sits just off the bottom like that. And I was fishing that in amongst a load of bits and bobs, hemp, corn, maggots, bit of everything really, lots of small particles. And the idea is that the fish are feeding on those small bits, and because this is balanced, it just comes up with them. And once it goes in, as you can see, if you lift the hook up, lift the bait up, the hook's just in the perfect position to take hold. And once it does take hold, the shrink tube curves around the bottom lip and just holds it in place. Brilliant little tip there. Anywhere that you've got to use barbless hooks, use a piece of curved shrink tube. So that's the hooking arrangement. And then all I do is thread a small stick or bag down the hook length. There you go. Now that is a massive edge threading that bag down. I still see people hooking them on, and it can quite easily come off as it's falling through the water, or even as it lands, the hook's still free to get caught up on something. Whereas you do it like this, it's completely concealed, and it's just a perfect presentation. Your hook bait is sitting right in amongst that bag mix. Now obviously that does actually look quite crude. I'm sure there's a few people out there looking at that thinking, I wouldn't cast that off my local pier. But a lot of people think big fish, you need big baits. It's not true. You know, if you're using light, fine, balanced stuff, it will catch you more fish without doubt. They've seen the footage, you saw how big those fish were and how big their mouths were, so there was a need for a bigger hook. But obviously you can scale this down to suit your own fishing.